Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We are off to Rio de Janeiro for today's daily challenge. We will have no roundabouts. Oh, no. And we will begin with 3 motorways. Good morning, Hulkamat. Hulkamat was here first. Hulkamat resubscribed for 58 months. And Sunflares Space reminded me that I had forgotten to change the category on Twitch because I was in a rush, because I was late, because I was lazy. I don't have a better reason for being late than that. I was up and awake and ready to go at 6:22 this morning, and yet here I was at 6:58 being like, oh shit, right, I should get live, shouldn't I? Oh well. Oh, it is a thing that happens. Hulkamat resubscribed for 58 months. Sunny is glad to finally be here again. We are glad to have you, Sunflare Space. I want to say real quick thank you to everybody who came out last night for Dragon Age: in the Veilguard, and also, I'm sorry I got so goddamn furious at Dragon Age: in the Veilguard that I impromptu rage quit the fucking stream. I didn't rage quit the fucking game, if that makes you feel any better, but I did rage quit the stream. Because, you know, there's a certain level of rage that is just not conducive to having people think I'm a decent person, which, I mean, listen, if I can deceive folk a little bit longer, we might as well try, you know? So, that's all right. Oof! Ow! I think Dragon Age: in the Veilguard has banked enough goodwill that, assuming it does anything even remotely close to sticking the landing, it can still be called a good game. It might test that, you know. Dragon Age: in the Veilguard is maybe possibly becoming the 2025 New York Mets of video games, which, as a fan of the 2025 New York Mets, may or may not be what you want. But anyway, these 2 greens swing over to here. You know, I just thought of that analogy about 17 seconds ago, and the more I think about it, the more I like it. But we'll see. Sunny has also rage quit a stream before over technical difficulties. And listen, technical difficulties are also anger-inducing, or fury, or tears, or all of those things. We've all cried anger, fury, tears, haven't we? No? Just me? Well, maybe we should all play Moira in Overwatch more often. You know, once in a while, when you play Moira in Overwatch more often, you will find your team getting slaughtered. You will look around and you will realize that you are doing more healing than your Mercy, more damage than both of your damage heroes. You have more kills than anyone. And back in the day when they used to keep track of this, you also had more time on the objective than anyone. I wish I could tell you that there was never a match of Overwatch I've ever played as Moira where I got 5 gold medals and the team lost. That's not the case. Should only play as Overwatch 1 Lucio, Nano Boosted Reaper, Bastion, and Tracer. I mean, that sounds horrendous. That sounds like a bad time for the people facing us. Nano Boosted Reaper sounds terrifying. Why don't I ever see a Nano Boosted Reaper? I mean, I guess Reaper's whole thing is come here, friends, I've realized it. The reason you never see a Nano Boosted Reaper is that Reaper doesn't fucking need it. Like, Reaper is fucking awesome on his own. Beyblade meta Nano Boosted Reaper. I mean, I have not really ever followed the competitive Overwatch scene enough to know what the capital M meta is, but I can imagine a Nano Boosted Reaper doing Death Blossom, spinning like a Beyblade. That sounds incredible. That sounds disgustingly powerful. But the reason you don't see anyone Nano Boost Reaper these days is that Reaper's just fucking awesome. You get someone like Genji. Genji can be good. Listen, a great Genji is an amazing pain in the ass. There's a very particular way to play Genji that is just so far outside of the way you're supposed to play other heroes that I cannot wrap my head around it. Last night I ran into a Genji that decided that our healers were his problem, and to be fair, he's right. Like, as a damage hero, beyond the general idea of win the game, the specific thing you are supposed to do is find the enemy's Mercy or Moira or Lucio or what have you, and click on their skull until they die. That's like the general idea of what any damage hero is supposed to do. And the way Genji does it is he sneaks behind because he's very quiet, and then he charges forward with his sword because he has a thing that does that, and then he slashes people to death and tosses shurikens into their brain. I don't like fighting Genji. I don't like fighting Genji. Alright, let's see here. Doot and Doot. We don't have another tunnel yet, so we're just going to share. We'll take a bridge right here. These greens will come along like so. Doot, Doot, and Doot. This green here has gone circular, which isn't great, given that all of our extra greens are down this way. But, I mean, at least for right now, having two greenhouses support the circle will be fine. In the fullness of time, will we want more? Yes. Will we get more? Probably not, but, you know, it's conceptually possible that maybe. All right, let's do this. We'll have the 1, 2, 3 of you come down here, go off that way. You, right here, these reds, we've got 40 road tiles and 3 bridges, so I think we're in a decent position to just zoop off that way. The 3 of you take a long way going here, and you 2 blues, I am literally 1 road tile short. Oh, well, once this road defuncts itself, we'll be fine. You come over to here, bop that like so. Doot, Doot, and Doot. Hulkamat says the only idea he had for Overwatch by the end of it was we need mystery heroes with mystery builds. Oh. Gen 1 Genji with the triple jump. Beta Bastion. I don't even remember what Beta Bastion was. Builder Torb. What was Builder Torb? Torb is a builder. That's his gimmick. It sounds like a terrifying idea. I don't know if you could call it terrible. Like, okay, it sounds horrible to fight against. Don't get me wrong. It sounds truly disgusting. So, quick tangent. We've got... Well, if these purples are here... Man, a roundabout would go down so smooth right about now. Alas. Let's do this. We're going to separate these purples from here. We've got this double purple plaza up this way, which I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to do that with. If we do that, we can also do this, and I think this is actually a fairly cromulent traffic light. Having done those two... Whoop, no. You might be able to tell that I meant to grab this motorway and toss it like so. There. So these 3 here... actually, these 2 here. These 2 here will take motorway number 1 up into this business. We've used the first of our, what was 5 motorways. We put a PCTL right here, so as to service these purples coming over this way. They'll serve this end of the double plaza. What color do I want this to be? Light blue. Light blue would probably be the best color for this right now. The worst is, I don't know, anything. Oh, goodness. Overwatch continues to be... I don't know. Overwatch is a well-made video game. There's something about it. I don't know if it's the particular nature of the video game, or at this point it's muscle memory, or what. There's just something about Overwatch in particular that when it goes poorly, like when when you fail at Overwatch, it is the most infuriating experience. It's just... We mentioned at the top that there was rage quitting of Dragon Age: the Veilguard. There is Overwatch rage. It is not good. It is good and fun when it goes well, though. Let's see here. What are we going to do about this light blue business? That's a good, fair, and important question to which I presently don't really have, an answer. So, and again, we'll say, because again, a roundabout would go down nice and smooth right now, but we don't have one. So, let's chop and kill all of this red garbage. What if we do this? We'll take motorway number 2. We'll swing it down here. What if we were to grab a couple of these? Yeah, Miles, this was not a good and generous roads business spawn. Absolutely not. Although, maybe if we go up and then down like so, what we can do is just build a little... basically functionally Douche into this road right here. Yeah, we just build a little humpski right up here. Doot and doot. Oh, I am so sniffly and sneezely today. Oh, that is not good or fun. It'll be fine, hopefully. All right, hello, a couple more red houses. Let's see here. You point down that way. That'll be fine. This red here has gone circular, which is the reason for the spawning of the few more red houses. I don't think we have a great idea as to how to help this, so let's implement a bad idea. Like that. We take these 5 reds right here, we point them off in this direction, they motorway number 2 themselves into the circle. These 4 reds over here continue to support this business, and the 4 reds up here are just, ancillary decorational reds. Yeah, that's a thought. Not necessarily a good one, but, presently a functional one, and that's about all you can ask for, right? Listen, as long as something is working in the moment or doing anything that even approaches the concept of working, that means it's a perfect, flawless plan that cannot possibly be improved upon, right? I think I omitted the word be from that sentence, but I also think you understood what I meant anyway. Let's take a tunnel. We're getting a little bit doom screwed with this business here. Good morning, Peta S. Let's do that, and then, actually, you being yellow is totally fine. This business right here being yellow is not a problem in the slightest. We have these 2 yellows right here. We can just come down here. That will be fine. Get a 3rd purple going over that away. And I think while we're here and paused, we're going to separate these 2 greens from this, get 4 of them going up over like so, and we'll chop this Viridian foursome off in this manner and toss them in that way. So now instead of 2 coming up and over, we have 4 coming in from the bottom. That'll make life better over here. All right. A couple more purple houses here. Basically fine. Another red spawns here. This red circle's doing okay. This purple circle's doing just fine and dandy. You are the most annoying green spawn in the history of the world. Arg. What are we going to do about you? It's a wonderful question to which I also don't presently have an answer. I guess we can steal, like, one of these greenhouses. Yeah, we can steal this greenhouse, but, you know, this green business is going to need to make use of that greenhouse at some point. I don't know exactly when that point is, but is it going to be a thing that needs to happen at some point? More reds over here is basically fine. We can just take... Oh, well, actually, hold on. More reds being up there particularly is kind of irksome, actually. Let's swipe these 2 reds, because they can actually swerve themselves up into here. Yeah, okay. So we'll yoink these 2 reds off of this road, get them going in that direction. I could just tunnel, like, any of these reds way the hell up there, but that sounds like work. That sounds like work and length and tunnel and no. You've gone circular, which is fine. We have plenty of blue support already in place down over here. If we need more, we can grab more. Not really a concern. We're also getting more to spawn, which is nice. But yeah, we've already got 6 blues on this road. A couple more that could easily go in, so not a problem. Take a second tunnel. I think while I'm looking at stuff, I'm going to reposition motorway number 1 and toss these 2 purples over here. You blues, hi. I don't know how long you've existed. Actually, this business has existed for like 8 seconds, so not a horrendously long time, it must be said. Put a few more blues on the road going up into this circle, but we're also going to grab these 3, draw motorway number 3, swing them up this way. That should basically be fine. Let's check in. How's this green business doing? Not good. It's not doing well. Speaking of businesses that aren't doing well, that is the future fate of this thingy right here. And speaking of future fates, the future fate of drastic disapproval IKWW is to be banned for being a fucking spam bot. God damn it, Twitch.tv, fix your fucking spam bot problem. They never will. They never will. Fixing the spam bot problem would involve, like, expenditures of money and human talent and other things. Never gonna happen. Alright. We'll take 4 more yellow houses. We'll bring them along up through the north. They will support this yellow circle. That should be fine, at least for the moment. I think this blue situation is totally fine, so we can just toss another... Oh, nope. Do not connect to those roads. We don't want them to play together. They won't get along. We'll take a 3rd bridge. I was gonna do... Oh, hi. Oh, green friend. No. Bad. Who told you to be a circle? Alright. Well, this requires maximal intervention all of a sudden. Freaking green decides to go circular. Alright, fine. So we're going to grab the 5 of these, send them in here. We're going to take this one off of this road, loop it around like such to get 3 back servicing this business. I'm going to point all of these light blues into one area just to have them all in the one place and not do anything with that. And then we're going to take these 4 greens right here, drop motorway number 4, and have it come along here like so. I mean, that seems dumb and stupid, but, you know, I guess it'll be fine. It might work for a minute. All right, so the 5 of you, motorway number 4, into this business. I could have them, like, bridge road over here, serve this, and have this clump of 4 loop around this way and serve that. That would use a bridge instead of a motorway. It would also have 5 houses going to a square instead of a circle. I think this is fine. I think this is at least close enough to optimal that it's not worth blowing up. Now, granted, most of the time when I blow something up, it wasn't really worth blowing up, but, you know, it's the foundation of the inflatable sex doll industry, isn't it? It's not worth blowing up, but you're gonna blow it up. Anyway, this light blue house will get tossed onto motorway number 3, join the crew going off this way. That should be fine. I'll take a 4th tunnel rather than a 4th bridge. I'm getting to the point where I might actually take traffic lights, just because it is slightly more likely that I'll use a 2nd traffic light from this point until the end of the run than that I'll use a 5th tunnel, let's say. Another light blue house for the light blue road. This makes 7, 10 of these coming over to here. And now we have an issue. And the issue is this thing here has gone circular, which is rather annoying, but, you know. Let's see. We'll grab all of these reds, toss them onto this road, run them straight up like so into the western entrance of this plaza. Yeah. I think if we do that and then preemptively murder and kill the reds on this road, that'll be okay. Take another motorway. Peter S. has noted that motorway number 2 could be replaced by a bridge, which theoretically, yeah, like theoretically I could lower this green road down to here, which would free up this corridor right here. I could free this up. And once I free this corridor up, I could have this road snake down this way and be a bridge. It would be a rather lengthy bridge. I could do it. I don't see the need to do it. I think the motorway gets them there faster. But yeah, I could do it. Other things I could do include, but are not limited to, save this business right here. Might be time for us to save this business right here. Let's see here. Could I think I can get away with chopping this tunnel road off of this. And if I do that, then we can run this over here and turn this over that way. And now at least we have 2 houses serving this business instead of 1, which it's a 100% upgrade. We've doubled its attention. It just, you know, is going to take a minute to get there, and we may not have the minute to spare. But, you know, at least theoretically, we should be better. I was going to say okay, but we're not going to be okay. Listen, I'm a person who just briefly considered making content out of my competitive climb to being a decent level Cassidy player or something. That's not a thing anyone would watch, and also not a thing that would happen, because I'm not good enough to be a decent level Cassidy player. It's just not going to happen. Now, we do have a problem with these. This purple business is pretty angry. It's pretty angry pretty much forever. I think the reason for that is multiple fold. 1, God hates me. 2, he's a vicious, two-faced prick. And 3, this traffic light is really slowing down these purple buds. And I don't really have a great answer to any of those issues. So, incidentally, we also have red trouble just everywhere all of a sudden. That sounds like a turn of the 20th century euphemism for a lady's period. Is your woman experiencing red trouble? Try Finnegan's famous douche. Nope. Nope. I thought I could say Finnegan's famous douche and not crack myself up. I can't. Anyway, everything's dying all of a sudden. I will... Yeah, okay, Finnegan's famous douche is the title of the episode. I probably won't get in trouble for having the word douche in the title of a YouTube video. It'll be fine. What are they gonna do? Demonetize me? Take a couple traffic lights for all the good it'll do me. I'm just gonna wait and see if this all sorts itself out. It probably won't. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's probably not gonna. We're probably in trouble. Is there anything, here, we can put this green on this to help save this, and, oh, something died. Okay. 3,321 commuters sure is a score. It feels like a pretty good one at that. It is top, just 25% in the world, huh? Well, that probably indicates, yep, okay, well, drop those samurai slams in the chat if you've got them. We shall go over here. Did I set up my Wordle box? I did set up my Wordle box. Hello, my Wordle box. Like so. Let's see here. The Wordle today. Sunny is shopping for wedding accessories. It could be bride. It's not, but in the moment it could have been. And hey, you know, we got a fair bit of stuff here. So, oh boy. It could be, no, it can't be abide because the I is not the third letter, and we already know there's no D. So, it's a pretty terrible guess. Goog. Congratulations, Sunflares Space. What is this Wordle? Wonderful question. It's actually iBope. Now, granted, iBope isn't a word, but, you know. Ow. Again, I'll say, I am absolutely stumped trying to think of it. Very weird. It's not like Sable. Again, wait, Sable. Sable's a word. Wait, no, it can't be Sable. There's no I in Sable. God damn it. All right, well, listen, I know it's a little bit early for this, but we might just pull out 5 letters we haven't used and see if we get any assistance with anything. We know that there's a U now. That, okay. What god-awful word contains a U, an I, and a B, and ends with E? Where would you... How would you structure this? It's like ibuse, but that's not a... It's not a word. huh. And again, I'll say, huh. What is... I am so imbue. That is a word. God damn it. You're not wrong. You are, in fact, correct. Let us do Time Guesser. Okay, so this is a rock. It's a rather noteworthy rock. There's also an airfield here, so interesting. The bride is the Wordle. Well, at least you're the Wordle winner. All right, so we got an airport next to a rock, which is interesting. That's British Airways, but it doesn't seem like Britain, honestly. Well, I mean, we got a British flag there, so feels like some sort of British. I don't know. This is like a famous airport, isn't it? There's like a famously tiny airport somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, there's a Holiday Inn Express at the famously tiny airport. Is the famously tiny airport funnier than Finnegan's famous douche? No, it's not. No, it really isn't. Finnegan's famous douche might be the funniest thing I've ever said. I mean, it is a big rock. And there's... All right, listen, there's British flags and a rock, and I have no idea. This seems like the kind of rock that people would go, holy shit, I must own that rock. And my understanding is that for the past, say, 600 years or so, England and Spain have been going back and forth over maybe not this particular rock, but certainly a rock, being like, holy shit, I must own that rock. Now, the small problem is that England is over here and Spain is over here. And, well, there's kind of a France in the middle of them. And I don't know exactly where this rock could be that they would be like, holy shit, I must own that rock. It's not on this little island here. That's an entirely too French island. So, I don't know. Southernmost point of Spain. Oh, hi there, the southernmost point of Spain. You lie. Sonny, you lied. I mean, you pointed me in the correct direction, but this is Gibraltar, and this is the southernmost point of Spain. But anyway, all right. Well, here's the Rock of Gibraltar. Is there an airport right here? I feel as though if there was an airport right here, the game would tell me. Also, we could just turn on satellite and see if we can say, oh yeah, there's a rock. I don't know if this makes it easier or harder. It's certainly a different view. There's like, you can just have satellite to confirm whether or not you're correct about stuff. But honestly, having seen this for all right, this confirms it. This tears it. Here's a freaking runway. Here's a freaking rock. So yeah. This is absolutely cheating, and by cheating, we just mean confirming our priors or something. But yeah, if you've got an airstrip here and a rock right there, then we're right about here. Now, as to the when of this photo, wonderful question. No fucking clue. 2019. I do not smell what this rock is cooking, but it was, in fact, 2019. Good job, Goog. Well done. 9,992. Don't ask me how I pulled that year out of my ass. It was entirely out of my ass. So having seen that satellite view one in exactly one time, I've decided that it's cheating, and we're never using it again. I don't know why, but it is. We're never using that again. Now then, we've got some folks leaning on a railing, which, as the internet tells me, indicates that these people are Americans, because Americans are the only people who lean, apparently. And they are at the Linja 608 mot Normalstorg. Normalmstorg. Okay. I don't know exactly what is indicated by the fact that we're getting in line on the 6th of October, 1938, to go to Normalmstorg. No, that's probably not how you pronounce that. I don't think Swedish just has a lisp built in. It's probably not right. Then it would be named Swedish. Okay. So this is... We're in Sweden. I can't think of the name of a city in Sweden, but I'm sure it'll come to me. Or I'll see a dot on the map. This is something get. Doesn't terribly help. Appears to be a tunnel of some sort, but again, not tremendously helpful. All right, well, let's find us a city in Sweden and drop. Oh, Stockholm. That's a city in Sweden. I've heard of that one. All right. Now I don't see any town here called Normalmstorm, which is unfortunate. But oh, wait, hold on. We just had to zoom in further. Here's Normalm. There's a storm around here somewhere, I'm sure. Let's find us a train station in Normalm, such as this one right here. Yeah. We'll do that, and we already somewhat jokingly said we're in 1938, so fuck it. It was 1955, and we were not actually in Normalm. We were going to Normalm. Oh well. Sadness and failure. Hi there, some dude's bedroom. At a glance, this dude looked like Nicholas Brendan. Upon second glance, this dude is not Nicholas Brendan. All right. Let's see. We've got... Why do you have a Buddy. Why do you have a framed photograph of two cats looking longingly at a wine glass with a fishbowl in it that also holds a photograph of Muammar Gaddafi? Why? Also, is that Ava Longoria? I don't think so. What is your deal, my guy? We also have, like, children and family photos, and this is probably sadness tributes to people who fucking died, but, you know, you can't wring as much comedy gold out of the people who died. You can wring comedy gold out of Muammar Gaddafi being next to a weird fishbowl. Also... Hi, Taylor Swift. Wait, is that Taylor Swift? Yeah, maybe not. Now it looks like Jennifer Lawrence, but anyway. All right. So we're in Libya, or somewhere Libya adjacent, but Gaddafi was Libya, right? Is Gaddafi Libya or Syria? I said Libya, and then I was like, wait, that's wrong. Now I think that was wrong. First thought, best thought. We're in Libya. Where is Libya? Wonderful question. I will now draw a circle, which I'm reasonably certain contains Libya. It's a pretty big circle. It encompasses all of Africa and also the Middle East. And listen, there's a whole bunch of parts of this that I know aren't Libya. Like, Libya's not here, or here, or here, or here, but... you know, here, let's try Africa first. Africa, do you contain a Libya? You contain a Botswana and Namibia and Angola and the DRC and Rwanda and Burundi. I forgot how tiny Rwanda was. Uganda and Kenya and Sudan and the CAR and Cameroon and Gabon and the Congo and Nigeria and Benin and Togo and Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger and Chad and Egypt and Libya. Hey! I found it. All right. So, listen, we got there eventually. Don't you love hearing people rattle off African countries while the Flying Battery Zone music plays in the background? That was a test. It's the Hydrocity Zone music. I didn't fuck it up. You got tested. All right. So, we're in Libya. Now, the issue with Libya, at least as far as map pointing goes, is 98% of Libya is a giant fucking desert. They call it the Libyan desert. So we're either in Tripoli or Benghazi. Tripoli's bigger also. Yeah. So we're somewhere in, let's say, Tripoli. Right about there. It is not the hills of Montezuma. We're somewhere near the shores of Tripoli. In 2010, I don't know, man. There's very little indicating yearage here. Gaddafi is a person who would have his photograph taken and posted. I don't know, man. Hey, it was 2011. I was right. I was right. All right. Next, we got big fancy building. Several big fancy buildings, actually. This is Diamonds International in Barbados. Hey, we're in Barbados. Barbados, as I understand it, is tiny, so it's a good thing here. We can also go to Man Shop Executive Collections, which, listen, I know what you were going for. Man Shop Executive Collections. That's not what you landed on, but I know what you were going for. All right. Draw a circle which contains Barbados. Sam, shut up. This is the Mutual Life Assurance Society. Yeah, it's Barbados Mutual Life Insurance Society. All right. Draw a circle which contains Barbados, huh? I think it's in the Caribbean. So I will now draw a circle which I'm reasonably sure contains Barbados, and then we're gonna just see if I was right. If I had to guess, I would say that Barbados is in the Caribbean. Can't decide if I want to say Caribbean or Caribbean. I probably want to say Caribbean. I also probably want to say that I was wrong about where Barbados is, but we don't know that for sure yet. This could be Barbados. It's not. It's the Isle of Youth. Here's the Bahamas, and yeah, that's one of the. That's a singular Bahama. There's the Turks and Caicos and Puerto Rico, and Guadalupe and Martinique and Saint Lucia and Barbados. I was right. I was right. Yay. All right. So the beautiful thing about Barbados is it's very tiny. Like, once you find it, particularly if you assume you're in the big city part of Barbados, you're going to be very good on distance. So here we are in Bridgeton. When was this photograph taken? Wonderful question. Based on the enormity of these mid to late 1980s Toyota sedans and the general... all right, this dude is wearing a Cleveland Baseball Club ball cap, which, well, maybe he's just doing it to look cool, but failing that, no person would allow themselves to be photographed in a Cleveland Baseball Club ball cap before, say, 1995. So clearly that's a little bit late, actually. This is 1991. It was 1999. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, well. 7,400. Okay, fine. We got the location pretty good. All right, next. Oh, hi, Marty. All right, so this is Marty and his friend Lyndon. Marty and his friend Lyndon are... Now, wait a second. Hold on. Well, Lyndon became president in 1963. Marty got shot in 65? I think Marty got shot in 65. I know he didn't see 70. I think it was 65. Now this, Lyndon had a full and exciting life before he became president, but also he looks pretty old here, and Marty basically looks like Marty. So. All right, this is probably at the White House, given the largeness and ostentatiosity of it all, but also I can't think of many corners of the White House which contain cherubic carvings of angel children, so I don't know. Are we at some big famous national cathedral? There is, in fact, a national cathedral. It's in Washington, D.C., so... nope, don't zoom in on New York. Probably in Washington. Let's assume that. We're probably not at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. I'm gonna rule that out. I'm gonna say we're not there. We're probably not there. Where are we? Wonderful question. Haven't a clue. Well, it's not to say I haven't a clue. I'm just not certain. Let's say we are at Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Obviously. Wait a second. There's a Museum of Illusions within walking distance of the fucking White House. I've been to the Museum of Illusions. It's a fucking tourist trap. It's a cute little eye puzzle fuckery place that charges like twice as much as it should, but hey, things have to exist, I guess. Been to the one in Toronto before I knew that it was like a cheap, cheesy chain deal. Turns out it's a cheap, cheesy chain deal. Was fine. It was a decent way it's a decent way to spend 2 hours, but, you know, it's a decent way to spend $75 and 2 hours. Now then. Oh, God. We have not really answered the question of where the hell are we, but maybe we're at the people's house. I don't know. This is the United States. The people do not have a house this nice. They just don't. What's she here? And again, we'll say, All right. I give up, and therefore am going to go back to first thought, best thought, which means we're actually in the White House. And it was 1964. We are, in fact, we're at the Capitol building. Fair enough. And it was 1965. Close enough. Good job, Goog. 43,108. As I poke over at the Discord server and check, I'm pretty sure that Sam beat that. We go over here. Sam got 43,864. A shame. Drop yet more Samurai Slams in your Samurai chat. Just like so. All right, for today's immaculate grid, we need Twins and Tigers and White Sox and Nationals and dudes who made all-star teams and dudes what won 10 or more games in a season. A dude who played for the Minnesota Twins and the Chicago White Sox and the Washington Nationals is Bartolo Colon. Actually, no, we're going to say Bartolo Colon in the center square. Because if we say Bartolo Colon in the center square, then we can move one square over to the left and use our favorite left-handed slugging man, James Howard Thom. It's not actually true that our favorite left-handed slugging man is James Howard Thom. Our favorite left-handed slugging man is, all-time it's David Ortiz, and at present it's Juan Soto. But, you know, David Ortiz never made an all-star game as a Twin, and Juan Soto doesn't fit any of these boxes, actually. He was never a Tiger, for instance. He never amassed a 10 or more win pitching season. So, as unfortunate for him. You know who did, though, amass 10 pitching wins in a season while playing for the team that would become the Washington Nationals is Bang Pedro Martinez. There you go. Bang Pedro Martinez, a tremendous pitcher. All right. Dude who played for the White Sox and got 10 or more wins in a season is Jackie McD. Hi there, Jackie McD. Dude who got 10 or more wins in a season and was an all-star. What's the funniest one of those I can think of? Because there are plenty. But, Dennis Eckersley popped to mind. That's a little bit normy. I don't think Bronson Arroyo ever made an all-star team, which is unfortunate. Was Tim Wakefield an all-star? I remember there was one year, fairly late in his career, like, late 2000s, early 2010s, where Wake just had a tremendous first half. And I remember there was a movement for him to be an all-star. I don't remember if he was an all-star. I don't think he was. I could be wrong about that. It's entirely possible that I'm just wrong about that. Oh well. Minnesota Twin who was an all-star feels like Josh Willingham, but that's probably incorrect. Oh, if you click Bartolo Colon, you get a baseball reference page of Bartolo Colon. How about that? Minnesota Twin who was an all-star is Brad Radke. God, am I the only person alive who remembers Brad Radke? He was like the best pitcher on the Minnesota Twins for a few years in the mid-1990s. And damn it, that counts for something. Sort of. Anyway. Yeah, the Twins weren't very good in the mid-1990s. That's a fair and accurate statement. All right, listen, we're hitting plenty of buttons today. Let's hit another button. A dude who won 10 games in a season and made an all-star team is Zach Greinke. Zach Greinke won 10 games in a season and was an... Bronson Arroyo and Tim Wakefield both made the all-star game. Oh, good for them. Yeah, I told my incorrect and incomplete memories of the Wakefield all-star story. All right. Now we must name some Detroit Tigers. Sadness. All right, let's get this one out of the way. A Detroit Tiger who was an all-star. I can't say David Price because he wasn't an all-star for the Tigers. So, sad. Bobby Higginson. Bobby Higginson probably made an all-star team. Seems like something he would have done. He was a good player on some bad Tigers teams. Arg. Arg. Angry. A Detroit Tiger who made the all-star team is not Max Scherzer. I'm saving Max Scherzer. A Detroit Tiger who made an all-star team is Tony Clark. There. Fine. Dickbags. A Detroit Tiger who played for the Washington Nationals is Max Scherzer. Grumble, 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 complain. Anger fury. What do you mean Bobby Higginson never made an all-star team? All right, now we're going to baseball reference with purpose. I demand clarification on this. Bobby Higginson. Good fucking baseball player. Look at this. He's a 145 OPS, 130. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this. Why did 2000 Bobby Higginson not make the all-star team? Damn it. He had a 135 OPS. He was an established big leaguer. The Tigers fucking sucked. He had a 5-win season and he didn't make the all-star team. Angry. Oh well. We have failed. It happens. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I will be back later tonight. However, I should make mention, we're going to play Cyberpunk 2077 tonight, but we have been so very kindly gifted the video game Is This Seat Taken? Is This Seat Taken is a logic puzzle game just released yesterday. And the good folks at Wholesome Games were kind enough to send me, your dear friend the _Goog, a promo code for the game. It is now yet another game that I have been given, and this is the somewhat spoken agreement of these things. We shall make content out of it. It was featured in the Nintendo Direct yesterday, and it will be featured at twitch.tv/the_Goog this very evening. So come on back, 5 o'clock Eastern. Is this seat taken? It is not presently, but it will be. Come on back later tonight, or for the folks on YouTube who can't make it to Twitch tonight, it'll be around at some point, and we'll make a video, or perhaps videos, plural, out of it. You know the deal. And the deal is we'll be back later tonight. And Monday for Gimme... Wait, not Monday. I'm traveling for work Monday. Fuck. Tuesday for Gimme... Bye!